Welcome to another episode of Bears News Network. I'm your host, Mike Anderson, where we give you guys the latest Chicago Bears news and rumors, and also the #1 YouTube channel that give out prizes to subscribers, along with tickets. And speaking of prizes, man, let's get back to our prize winner earlier this week. Once again, let's announce our prize winner. Our prize winner is CP29. CP29. Please reach out to us at bearsnewsnet1@gmail.com. We're still waiting to hear back from you. You have till the end of the week to get back to us, or we're going to have to move on. But reach out to us at bearsnewsnet1@gmail.com. All the information will be right underneath the video. Thank you once again, and congratulations, man. We appreciate the support. Okay, y'all, let's get right into the Chicago Bears matchup against the Detroit Lions, man. They won the game, man. The Chicago Bears did it. They pulled off the surprising win 28-13 against the Detroit Lions, man. But before we get into that, man, we got to get into this injury news. Yannick Ngakoue is out for the rest of the season with a broken ankle. Matt Eberflus said today in his press conference. Man, I wouldn't say it's a major blow because he only had 4 sacks on the year, and he didn't have the season that we expected him to have. But at the same time, we can tell since the addition of Montez Sweat that he was starting to be on an uprise trajectory and started to turn around and start to be more productive. But just a bummer for Yannick Ngakoue. Most definitely we're going to miss his presence, but you know, he was under a 1-year deal. He was under a rental. So now it's an opportunity for the other guys that we have on our roster that is locked on this team for long term, as far as DeMarcus Walker. Dominique Robertson has to step up. More time for Zach Pickens, and also Javon Dexter will get more playing time. So we just need these young guys to step up, man, and see what they got, because we most definitely are going to need them to help up with this defensive line now that we have Yannick Ngakoue out for the season with a broken ankle. Okay, man, let's get right into Justin Fields' numbers against the Detroit Lions, man. He had a good game. I'm going to say he had a good game. Another good game, clean game from Justin, no turnovers. When you look, he had 283 total yards. He had 2 touchdowns, 1 rushing. When you look at he was 19 for 33 completions, and he passed for 223 passing yards. Man, when you look at Justin Fields' last 17 games, a lot of people have been talking about this stat. I've been seeing it all over social media. But when you look at it, he has over 3,000 yards, 25 touchdowns, 11 interceptions. He has a 63.6 completion percentage, a 92.3 passer rating. He has 1,237 rush yards and 8 touchdowns. And when you look at his numbers compared to other quarterbacks that supposed to be elite or are elite in the NFL, such as Joe Burrow, Trevor Lawrence, and Justin Herbert, we can argue that Justin Fields over the last 17 games have been as good, or if not better, than some of those guys, aka Trevor Lawrence. His numbers are better than Trevor Lawrence. Now, Trevor Lawrence was put in a better situation than Justin was starting off. So Justin Herbert numbers are better than Justin Fields numbers. But as far as the winning category, but as far as the stat statistics, Justin's right up there with those guys. So I just want to continue to see Justin continue to be consistent, no turnovers. That was one of the biggest things as far as a flaw in his game. And since he's been able to come back, he has been able to calm down with the turnovers, and he has been holding on to the ball. And we see when he don't turn the ball over, the Chicago Bears win. Let's get into DJ Moore, man. His big game as well. DJ Moore, he had 6 receptions, 68 yards. He had 2 touchdowns. One of them was rushing touchdown. Man, when you get DJ Moore the ball, he just does good things for the Chicago Bears team. #1 bona fide wide receiver for us, no doubt about it. DJ Moore, he should have a Pro Bowl year. He should be a Pro Bowler. If he continues to have about 1,500 yards or so over these next 4 games, if he can continue to get his yardage up and get a couple of more touchdowns, he probably would make all pro as well. So, man, DJ Moore, what a great trade by Ryan Poles to get DJ Moore back. And him and Justin, like I said in my last video, their chemistry is the best in the NFL as far as QB and wide receiver duel. So, man, Ryan Poles does have some tough decisions to make this off season, but like I told you guys, and like I'm gonna say again, man, I'm rocking with Justin Fields, and I'm gonna put talent around him and see what we can do. Let's get into Deontay Foreman numbers, man. Deontay Foreman, uh, he had 11 carries for 50 rushing yards, and he had a couple of big runs for over 10 yards, but man, it's starting to be clear to us that Deontay Foreman is going to be the feature back. It seems like since Khalil Herbert has came back off of his ankle injury, he has not been the same. He's been a little slower. He has not looked like the Khalil Herbert that we have known him to be. And Deontay Foreman, man, he's just been rock solid for us, since being able to take over that role after Khalil Herbert being hurt. And man, can you say consistency from him, man? He's just a hard running back and someone that we can lean on. And I continue for them, and I hope that they continue to use Deontay Foreman in this running game and feature it around him, because you're going to need him to do that for this matchup against the Cleveland Browns. Let's get into this defense, though. The defense, again, man, 3 takeaways, man. The defense has been cooking. Matt Eberflus, I don't know what juice you giving them, but whatever juice you giving the defense, continue to give it to him, man, because the defense has been playing lights out. And when we say the Montez Sweat effect is real, the Sweat effect is most definitely real. Let me give you guys a stat. The Bears sacks in the first 9 games was 10. Since they got Montez Sweat, the Bears sacks in the past 4 games is 11. So they have more sacks than they had in the last 4 games than they had in the first 9 games. Also, the Bears' interception in the first 9 games was 6. In the last 4 games, there is 9. So we can see the Montez Sweat effect is most definitely real. It's no joke at all. This guy has been making a huge impact on the team, and he's been getting pressure back there on quarterbacks, and he hit a career high in his last game against the Detroit Lions this past game. He hit 10 sacks for his career, so great milestone for Montez Sweat, worth every penny that we paid him, and I'm happy with the second round pick that Ryan Poles did trade to get him, because he's worth it. And another quick stat, since the addition of Montez Sweat, the Bears defense has been a top 5 unit, and that's something that you can't argue with, man. I still do believe that we do still need another true stud opposite of Montez Sweat, whether it's a defensive tackle or a defensive end on this defensive line. But man, you cannot lie and not doubt the fact that Montez Sweat has had a huge effect on this defensive line. Let's get into another defensive player that stood out to me, man. Jaquan Brisker, man. This guy was flying around. He's a hard-hitting safety, man. I love me some Jaquan Brisker. He had 14 tackles, 17 total combined tackles, 2 pass breakups, and 1 forced fumble. Man, arguably, man, one of the best safety performances from a Chicago Bear, that I've ever seen in my lifetime. So, man, just kudos to him, man. He was flying around. He was in the box a lot. Matt Eberflus had single high safety coverage, so he was down in the box a lot, and he was making tackles and making plays, man. And that's what we expect to see from Jaquan Brisker, and it's good to see him out there making plays, man, and staying healthy. That's just the main thing with Jaquan Brisker. We want him to stay healthy, because when he's healthy, he's most definitely a dog. Okay, man. I gotta get into it, man. Jalen Johnson, man. Money. Pay that man his money, Ryan Poles. Another day, another interception for Jalen Johnson, man. He had 1 interception. He did have 1 tackle, but man, this guy just keep taking the ball away. That was a big emphasis that they said as far as his game. He always had the coverage skills, but he just never had the interceptions. And this year, Jalen Johnson is getting the interceptions. He has a 44% rate with as far as when being targeted, and that's third in the NFL, man. So, man, Jalen Johnson, he's top. He's top five in a lot of categories as far as statistics with cornerbacks in the league. So, man, and he said in the interview earlier this week that the price tag that he did want originally now is going to start to go up, man. And you cannot deny his play. He's proven and he's showing that he can be a top cornerback in this league. So Ryan Poles, either franchise tag him or pay him. But man, that guy is worth the money. You do not want to see Jalen Johnson walk out the door. Now I'm gonna ask you guys, what was you guys' bright spots from the big win against the Detroit Lions, man? I want to know you guys' thoughts right underneath this video. Also, as well, who gets the game ball, man? My game ball, I'm going to give it to, man. It was hard for me to pick somebody, but I got to give it to Jaquan Brisker, man. 17 tackles, 2 pass deflections, and 1 forced fumble. Man, the guy was everywhere, man. Jaquan Brisker, you get my game ball. I also want to know who you guys think should get the game ball against the Detroit Lions. Let me know your thoughts right underneath this video. Like I said, man, hit that subscribe button if you are a Chicago Bears fan. We appreciate all the love and support. And like we always say over here at Bears News Network, be safe, Chicago, and bear down.